Good evening and welcome to Telford Icing for tonight's ice hockey action at Rinkside with Red Hockey. Tonight the Telford Tigers take on the Hull Pirates. Callum Bowley is now icing for the Telford Tigers. A little earlier on I caught up with him. Callum, welcome back into the Tigers squad. Good game last night, got yourself on the score sheet?
Yeah, it was nice to be back with the boys and score a goal, but the most important thing was we got the 2 points and got the win.
And of course tonight it's your first game against Hull. It's the first time Hull have been here for about 15 years.
Yeah, well that's something special in itself, but it's nice to be back with the team as well. After like studying towards a Masters now has meant that my commitment levels towards this team have dropped, but yeah, it's nice to be back with the boys, so hopefully we'll
fantastic.
Have
a good game tonight.
Cheers.
So Alan, the Hull Pirates play here tonight. First time a Hull/Kingston side have played in Telford for about 15 years.
Well, that's it. You know, they had the drop down from the Elite League to ensure their survival and the ice hockey in Hull itself, or Humberside, and it's nice to see them here. We haven't seen them here for a long time, as you mentioned. It's nice to see a new team in the rink. They
got off to a pretty shaky start, but then they made some key changes in their personnel, and now things seem to be clicking into place for the Hull setup.
That's exactly right. Early on in the season, they were getting beaten by big margins, and as you say, a change in personnel. They're still languishing at the bottom of the league, but the results are, you know, only 1 or 2 goals in it, so they've vastly improved.
So it'll be interesting to take a look at this new team in the league as we take a look at the first period action.
An interesting game tonight.
For Hull, lining up Brownlee, Kirk, Goodison, Osman in D, pairing up with number 27 James Hutchinson. As the puck drops by the referee, it's won quickly by Peter Szabo. Back to Jonathan Weaver, who takes it behind the net, and the Tigers set up their first break out of the game. Szabo skates out, banks it back to Weaver, skates centre ice, puts it upstream to Miller, drives down the left side, puts it in front, a backhanded shot from Silverthorne into the netminder, who frees it down.
Again, we're in the face-off in the Hull end. Plant taking the draw.
Yeah, Plant's playing in the centre with Salem and Novak.
Yeah.
And then not forward from Lane, he's got a break towards the netminder, shoots at a goal! The first goal of the night, the puck bobbles on the blue line, he just taps it forward, I think with his wrist. He played it himself, which enables him to carry on playing, and then backhanded it into the left-hand side, just inside the post, for the first goal of the night, scored by the Hull Pirates. Hull carry it out, Silverthorne. Puck comes through to neutral ice. Brown, he passes it forward. Solomon picks it up, drives in, shoots into Thomas Murdy, gets the rebound, it drops down, and it was Weaver in between the pipes behind Thomas Murdy that cleared the puck out of the zone. Thomas Murdy between the pipes for the Telford Tigers today. Weaver across to Maynard, backhands it down deep into the corner. Novak skates out, cycles it round, comes back across the ice, goes around the back of the net. The netminder comes out of the back of the net. Now you've got Salem with the puck. The netminder powers back in front of the goal. Shot from Weaver, wrist shot, deflected from the netminder. Goes into the corner. Middle of a battle between Novak and Hutchinson in front of the net.
Maynard in deep.
Yep, backhands it down. And Marcus got quick feet. He's not afraid to get deeply committed into the end zone.
He's given that opportunity by Tom. He said he wants him to rush.
Salem shoots, and it was just a whisker to the left of the post, where Rick Plant was waiting behind the net to pick the puck up. Maynard comes back, banks it off the boards.
And it's been a while since we've seen the big shot from Bebrayer on the point as well.
Yeah.
Here it is. Oh, he's
faked it. Much to your frustration. Down into the corner to Miller. Miller steps across, passes it up to Szabo on the hash marks, switches with Bebrayer, goes in front, Silverthorne to Miller on the back post, gives it to Bebrayer. He came in, he winded up for the first time, and I think the puck was just slightly behind him.
For radio listeners, you've got to see that on the TV midweek. That move was absolutely glorious. The goal didn't come from it, but dear me, what a beautiful move.
Yeah, it was like 4 passes stringed along. Bebrayer came in for the first time shot, and the puck was probably an inch or 2 just behind his centre of gravity.
Yeah.
A bit like standing in front of a golf ball when you're swinging at it. You just couldn't quite connect with it.
But it was absolutely beautiful to watch.
Taylor carries it it out to the halfway line for the Tigers now. Drives the left wing, delays the play, plants up in the defensive position. Bbraya! Rocket to the left of the net. It was about a foot off target, just to the left of the post, but the power behind that shot was phenomenal.
Well, if you're listening back in Hull, you may feel a rumble very soon as that ripples down the country, because that was one hell of a cracking shot. I've seen that little extra move attempting.
Bbraya to Miller, forward to Szabo, cuts through the two defence, walks in, backhand poke check, and if it wasn't for the netminder leaving his stick flat on the ice, that would have been in the back of the net. The shaft of the stick deflected the puck to the corner, and that was great play from Martin's Ratums between the pipes for the Hull Pirates. Miller in front, the shot comes
Weaver's
away.
got to shoot it, the net's open, and he puts it over the top.
There's 5 seconds left till their full strength.
Right,
and Szabo skates back to the halfway, then looks back at the clock as he passes the puck down to Jonathan Weaver, who switches sides and changes twice. Deeks Toner hits up to the blue line, hits the halfway line, winds up, delays it off to Miller. Miller comes in on the backhand.
What a beautiful goal! What a beauty!
Nails it in the back of the net. Weaver came down to the blue line, faked the shot, backhands it over to Miller, kept the skate going in front of the net, and then Miller cuts around, passes the puck in front of the high slot, and then right in front of the netminder. Weaver fires it home in the back of the net for goal number 1 for the Telford Tigers. And what did I just say? Tom Watkins will be much happier going into the first period break on a 1-1 period. That was scored by Jonathan Weaver, assisted by Joe Miller at 19 minutes and 54 seconds.
Well, the pressure was on, even although they were short-handed there from Telford. As the period comes to an end.
The buzzer goes, and at the end of the first period at Rinkside with red hockey, the Telford Tigers won, the Hull Pirates won. So the first period, the possession was pretty much dominated by Telford, but it was Hull that were first off the mark in the score sheet.
Absolutely right. Telford had, they were owning the game early on, and then there was the break in the middle of the ice where the puck was bouncing around. Hull picked it up and took it in and took a nice backhand goal for a 1-0 lead. Put
it straight past Thomas Murdy for the first goal of the night. That was on about the 4-minute mark, and then we saw Telford pretty much owning possession, a couple of power plays, the odd short-handed play, and then what a finish from Weaver at the end of the period.
Well, so far, I guess that's one of the goals of the season, the play. We saw some beautiful plays throughout the period, especially from the Tigers, and that goal to equalise was fantastic.
And it's very rare that you'd see somebody like Weaver right in front of the netminder, but he took that momentum, he faked the shot, he backhanded it off to Miller, who carried it round the boards, draw the defenceman away. Weaver kept the wheels going right in front of the goal. The pass comes across from Miller, and he executed the finish beautifully.
Well, you know, we saw him lifted into the top of the net, and that's more of what a forward would do, but don't forget, Weaver was a forward. He can play forward as well, and that came back out at him for that goal.
Absolutely. As we go into the second period, I don't think Tom will be too happy that they're only even coming into how much possession they had in that period.
Statistically, possession-wise, Telford should be more, you know, there should be more of a gap there. I think Hull will have enjoyed that period more. Their coach will be happy with that period, and as you say, Tom will want more from the guys in this second.
Let's take a look at what he gets as we take a look at the second period action. As we line up for the second period, referee Liptrot drops the puck. Szabo wins it, goes back to Maynard, passes back to Weaver. Weaver tries to find Szabo. It was a stick check from Lane that sent the puck off to the left wing. Szabo tries a shot, it deflects from Kirk's stick.
Rather than be 2 and 3, we seem to be playing a 2-1-2 formation, which I've never seen before.
No.
But you know, Max likes to float around.
Gets tipped up high, Salem skates down, and this is where the hybrid icing wraps it round. It was Nathan Salem that tried for the wraparound. What happened was the puck went up and over, which would have been icing last season, but because of the hybrid icing, Salem outskated the whole defenseman on the way back. The netminder goes behind the net to get the puck. Salem comes powering round, picks up the puck, and then the netminder powers back into the goal, and Salem tries for the wraparound. Now, Ratums had his leg pad tight against the post, and if he hadn't have done, Salem would have said thank you very much. Whole swing at the puck, and it goes out to neutralise. Weaver picks it up, says he does the switch with Bbraya, lays it off. Bbraya skates on, headmans it to Rick Plant. Plant drives down the right side, buys his time in the corner. Bbraya's hovering on the blue line, gets the puck back down to Plant. Plant walks it out, cross ice to Weaver. Weaver shoots from the point, and at the same time, Novak! Oh, what a play! Novak ties up in the front, the puck goes to Plant, pass it on the back door to Nathan Salem, who's got an empty net, pops it in behind Ray Ratums that had gone with the shot. He'd got Novak in front of him. He thought he was a danger man. That was beautifully read by the Tigers, who passed it to Salem, who had all the time in the world to put it in the empty net for the second goal of the night. Scored by 91 Nathan Salem on 25 minutes and 8 seconds. Bona working hard to try and get the puck out of the corner. Szabo picks it up on the halfway line, backhands it to Silverthorne. Silverthorne walks in, shoots, and it's saved and frozen down by Ratums. And now Silverthorne is exchanging and having a push and a shove, and he's not happy with Ralph at all.
Well, Silverthorne went into the goal just after he'd taken his shot, and Ralph followed him in and gave him a shove, which pushed Silverthorne. A
forecheck there coming from Toa, is it? 16.
Tuna.
And now Plant cuts inside, beats the man, walks in, and straight through the 5-hole as he walks through. Plant deep the forward, takes it through the 2-hole defence, cool as a cucumber, glides down, waits for the netminder to drop, and boom, straight through the 5-hole. We'll be back with more ice hockey action straight after the break. Welcome back to the Telford Tigers versus the Hull Pirates.
And here comes
now, Hull on the counter-attack, goes to the back post. Brilliant, and the shot comes across. It was work there from 49. It was Solomon that was really putting the pressure on, and Murdy made the save, but he worked and picked up the rebound. Now in neutral ice, Haywood, cross-ice pass to Maynard, tries to get it through. Lane intercepts well, picks the puck out of the air, forward to Solomon, reaches in, wrist shot, and a deflection from Weaver's stick takes it up in the air. Hull battling to kick it out into neutral ice with just over 35 seconds remaining in the period. Danny Rose puts it deep behind the net. Salem held up by Lane, pushed away from the puck, but he maintains it, backhands it to Szabo. Szabo goes around the back of the net, it comes in front, Lane clears it to the corner. Miller curling round at the blue line, intercepted there by Hull's Lane once again, and I have to say, so far he seems to have the majority of Hull's possession.
Yeah, and Miller's in there with him now. Is he going to take another number? Last 5 seconds. The whistle's going to go with the puck in the corner.
And at the end of the second period, it's the Telford Tigers 3 and Hull Pirates 1. End of period 2. So what a second period. The pace of the game increased pretty well. Telford were lucky to be an additional 2 goals up, because I thought Hull were going to get another one there.
Exactly, it was a second period totally opposite to the first. It sprung to life, particularly after Nathan Salem scored that second goal for the Tigers. The game turned around and we've watched a different game that period of hockey from both teams. It's been intensive from Telford, and Hull have continued to nip and bite away at it. Nothing has come of it for them yet, but all credit to them, they're not giving up.
One thing that is worth mentioning for Telford fans as well is 21 shots on goal, Hull just 5.
That's right, and it's a trait of the Tigers. They're firing on the net. For me, as I say during the commentary, they're still taking the one step too many. I'd like to see them get the shot away early and maybe capitalise on those shots on goal.
So Telford won that second period 2-0, so 3-1's the score as we take a look at the third period action. Welcome to the third period action of the Telford Tigers versus the Hull Pirates. As the puck drops, the puck's won by Peter Szabo, who gets it back to Jonathan Weaver, who puts it through onto the left side, and then the netminder comes out from the Hull net to send the puck round the boards in front of the Hull bench. And now the drive coming up ice. Weaver cross to Maynard, over to Szabo. Peter Szabo skating forward, puts it across. Puck's picked out of the air by Joe Miller, goes across to Peter Szabo, sends it back to Jonathan Weaver in defence, back to Marcus Maynard as the line change is completed.
We're playing possession ice hockey here. Hull haven't touched it yet as Salem skates in, around the back of the net, goes for the wraparound, but it comes out. Now Hull break it out. It's Kirk, it's turned around back behind the Telford net.
Martin Andre just setting up at the back of the net with the puck. Rick Plant gets it on the right side, backhands it through, held up well by the defence, and offside is called against the Tigers.
Osman going in for the face-off against Peter Szabo. Tate still patrolling this blue line, he comes to him.
Tate backhands it down into the corner, goes behind the net. There's a look up from Osman. Goes behind the net again, Maynard swings at the puck. Kirk keeps it in. Big hit from Silverthorne and a goal!
Gone in!
Did that go off Weaver? Well, I was looking at the hit. Yeah,
we were
me
both
too.
watching the hit and missed the goal.
And the puck's up in the back of the net, so Hull, I'll have to wait for the announcement to see who scored that, because I was watching the follow-through hit from Silverthorne, and the puck comes across, and I look across and see the frustration on Weaver's face. I think it must have been.
He seems to be taking the credit for it.
10 minutes in to the third period.
I had a message from somebody that's enjoying the prodigy in the background. Never mind the background. Privyet Moskva.
Plant puts it across and the cross comes to Salem. Salem and Plant come down on a 2-on-1. Plant drives towards the net, passes across to Nathan Salem, who picks his spot and fires it home in the back of the net. A beautiful finish from 91 Nathan Salem on 50 minutes and 24 seconds. An even-handed goal for the Telford Tigers, putting them 4-2 up. Delays at the face-off dot, but great one-time pass comes across from Hallen. Comes across now. Oh, and Ralph's not sure where the puck is.
Hull are just taking control.
Hayward
Tate
steps up to him and tries to flick the stick out of his hand.
Look at Tate.
Tate, great feet, just turns,
marvellous.
Sends it down behind the net. Osman's in front and a shot.
And a beautiful goal from Lane.
Late. Now there's a query of the net off. You can see Thomas Murdy, I think, as the shot came out, Murdy kicked his pad out, and the shot then came across and went between the right leg pad and the left post of the net.
And now it's bounced out. It's a break with Zabo. It's a 3-on-1.
Zabo puts it forward on the backhand. Silverthorne!
Beautiful goal.
Zabo drives down the right side, passes to Silverthorne, takes it on the backhand, stick handles, and then pops it under Ratums for the 5th goal of the night from Jason Silverthorne, scored on 54 minutes and 20 seconds. It puts Telford back up to 5-3, gives them the 2-goal cushions. The last 2 times they've done this, Hull have been straight back at them with a goal going back the other way, but can they hang on to this momentum? Actually, the most dangerous shot is always on the ice.
There's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say.
Not that we condone the skinning of any animal.
We don't condone the skinning of any animals.
Osman, Torner, lays it off, and the great piece of passing between that line. Murdy swings his stick towards the puck, sends it careering into the corner, but kept in well by Tate as he kicks it in from the point. Osman from the high slot turns around, Toner walks it in, the backhand comes across, but man-to-man marking between Plant prevented it getting through. Kirk reaches at the puck, but Brea picks it up. Salem gives it to Weaver.
And a shot right on corner! Weaver scores a cracker!
That was Martin Ratums, dropped onto one knee. Weaver takes the puck, bides his time as he drops down and fires it over the top left-hand shoulder of Martin's Ratums for the 6th goal of the night for the Telford Tigers. Beautifully executed by Jonathan Weaver, the play created by Nathan Salem, and the work rate of Max Brea getting the puck in the first place. Weaver's holding up on the point. Taylor cycles into the corner, Brea switches, Taylor goes up high, Brea takes it down low, up to Miller, Miller through to Brea, shoots and scores, and that was just textbook slow motion, laid off, Brea to Miller, back from Miller to Brea, puts it in the back of the net, and now 7-3 the scoreline, and you can see Martin's Ratums on his knees, really frustrated that a simple play like that, and if you put enough up against the netminder, eventually they're going to start going in, and he's come up with some amazing saves throughout the game, and I feel quite sympathetic towards him for what he's had to endure. That 4-goal scoreline doesn't reflect how they played.
I was just waiting to say that 7-3 doesn't reflect this game at all.
Drives forward, and Telford now 100% pressure in the last 2 minutes. The delay. Goodison comes on with his first shift for the Telford Tigers up from the NIHL. Pass comes across. Martin Andre shoots from the point. Netminder comes out, makes the save, and the wraparound.
And Novak puts it in from the rebound, picks up.
And that's what we were saying earlier. The netminder comes up, makes a great play. Novak goes round, picks up the puck, sees it and spins round and puts it in the empty net. So now we're at 8-3 at 18:33, and all the damage has been done in the last 4 minutes or so.
The Tigers have turned the thumb screws here. They've ran away with this, and as we just mentioned, it's a very flattering scoreline for the Tigers.
I am sympathetic towards the Hull Pirates, who have put in an astounding performance, and they come across the front, and a backhanded shot just comes across the front of the netminder from Solomons, and again they're still putting the pressure on. There's 42 seconds left in the game, and still they're in the end zone, forcing towards the net. Kirk shoots from the point. Almost.
They're playing like it's a tied game here.
Yeah.
You know? They're just not giving up. And that just shows the professionalism they've got installed in this club.
White holds up Kirk as he loses his foot in. The puck comes across to Haywood. Haywood cuts inside. Tate holds him up. The stick comes across. The shaft of the stick caught Tate.
And White nearly tips
and he looks
it
across towards the referee. Nothing's going to happen on that.
10 seconds of the game now as we count down.
And the puck's in the corner. It's been held up in the corner. We're just watching the clock tick by now. And at the end of the game, as Hull tip it up into the end zone, the game finishes up with the Telford Tigers 8 and the Hull Pirates 3. But a very, very hard-working performance from the Pirates.
I was just going to say to the fans listening in Hull, thanks for tuning in. You know, your team, the 8-3 scoreline doesn't reflect this game at all. Your team were right in that with about 5 minutes to go. And a couple of goals for Telford kind of finished them off, but they played extremely well right up until the end.
A good result tonight, but Hull definitely kept their work rate up.
Yeah, I think Hull's goalie kept them in that game. That's no disrespect to the rest of the guys. I thought the one danger they had was when we lost possession, they jumped very quickly. But I think we created a lot of good chances, and perhaps we should have done better around the front of the net early in the game.
I think at the end it was the seal from that Weaver goal that then sort of started the cascade of the final 4 goals in the last 5 minutes, and that was good to see. The passes were working well and the finishes were great.
I think it's important that you play till the end of the game. It was touch and go there for a few moments in the third period, but perhaps our ability at that point showed a little bit too much.
A great 4-point weekend there for Tom Watkins' Telford Tigers. The next home game will be next Sunday, the 29th of November, here in Telford Ice Rink, a 6 o'clock face-off, and the Telford Tigers take on the Manchester Phoenix. This is Rinkside with Red Hockey.